Hey everybody, Cinemasticlets here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. Picked up a few things today, so let's talk about them. First thing I grabbed was Blow on Blu-ray. I already owned this on DVD, simply just picking this up to replace my DVD. I got this for only $3.50 today, got it at TJ Maxx, it was marked down on clearance. Great deal. This is a fantastic movie. It's been a while since I've actually seen this movie, so it's definitely due for rewatching. And now that I got it on Blu-ray, definitely going to check it out again. I love this film. I've seen it maybe like twice in the past, and each time I just loved it. Such a great story, so definitely wanted to pick it up on Blu-ray, especially for only $3.50. Great deal. Next thing I picked up today was this Treasury of 20 Storybook Classics. It's by Scholastic Storybook Treasures. This I simply picked up for, right here, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. If you remember, I picked up Runaway Ralph the other day. Really wanted to get Mouse and the Motorcycle, and I still need to get Ralph S. Mouse. But, you know, when I saw this, and this was only $5 also at TJ Maxx, so when I saw it, just, you know, I wanted to pay $5 just for this alone. There is a downfall to this, and that is I went through and looked at each disc, just kind of skipped through each story on there just to see, you know, what they were. And a lot of them actually look to be pretty good. And I know you're thinking, well, why is that bad? You know, if you know, a bunch of these stories on here are good, you know, plus the one you bought, you know, that's a bonus. That's a good thing. The bad problem is there were like 10 other of these sets at TJ Maxx, and they were all marked down to $5, meaning that those sets probably have really good stories on them too, and now I really want to get them. So that's the bad part. Now I'm going to end up spending more money because these sets actually probably are pretty good. The stories on them, they seem to be like a Reading Rainbow, you know, where they do the story sort of like that. They go from like there are some newer ones from like the 2000s that I skipped right past. They seem kind of bad, but then there were some from like the early 90s and the 80s, and even a few from the 70s that I sort of watched a little bit of, and they were done really well. So if you're into like if you're into like watching Reading Rainbow, where they read the story to you and it's animated, if you like that, you're definitely going to enjoy a lot of these. These seem to be pretty good. So I like this set. Again, simply picked it up for Mouse and Motorcycle, but some of the other titles on here seem to be pretty good. So I will probably be picking up a few more of these. The last place I went today was at my local Kohl's. And for those of you who are on their mailing list, you probably already know this, but you get a $10 off card every month or so. And this card can be used towards anything in the entire store. Only stipulation is you have to use spend $10 or above, and you get to have it all. So if you buy something that is $10, you get it for free. Great deal. Figured I'd go in, probably buy a t-shirt or a pair of pants or something. That's usually what I get from Kohl's, because a few years ago they actually stopped carrying DVDs, so you can't get those there anymore. So I figured, you know, I'll get a shirt or something. But I happened to walk past the children's section, and they have a whole corner just full of toys, and just on a whim, figured I'd stop, you know, go into that little section, just look through the toys and see what there is. You know, I'm still a kid at heart. I love going to the toy stores and looking at toy sections of stores. And I saw something pretty cool. So the first thing I came across here was the Twilight Saga edition of Seen It DVD board game. This is also a Kohl's exclusive. This I got for a great price. Now, if you're thinking, you know, really, Twilight, I know, but I'm actually a fan of the Twilight series. Now, I'm not some diehard fan. I don't walk around with Team Edward shirts on. I'm not obsessed with the movies. I just think they're okay movies like any other movie out there. So I do like them. I do own them. I enjoy them. So definitely wanted to grab this. The only problem is, like I said, since I'm not a diehard fan, will I really know much of the trivia? No, I have a hard time remembering even the characters' names in the movie, so I probably won't really know the trivia for this very well. But I do own the movie, so I'm going to have to rewatch all three movies to actually, and I'm going to definitely bone up on my Twilight trivia. So I'll be watching those again shortly before I play this. But definitely want to grab this. Got it for a great price, which I'll let you know about in 1 second, because I also picked up the Simpsons version of Seen It the DVD board game. This is the deluxe edition. I love The Simpsons, so when I saw this was a no-brainer. I was going to get this no matter what the price was. This is great. And the wife and I actually played this today, so I'll talk about it in a sec. But what I do want to tell you about is the price I paid for these. These are both on sale right now for only $5.99. So I ended up paying 99 cents for both of these after using my $10 off Kohl's card. Fantastic deal. 99 cents for each of these. That's better than Goodwill prices. So Definitely glad to get these. I'm definitely glad I stopped in Kohl's today. So that's it for what I bought today, so now onto what I watched. First thing I checked out here was Season 1 of American Pickers. I love this show. I watch it all the time on the History Channel. I mean, it's one of the few shows on TV I actually watch. This show is so much fun. There's a lot of shows like it, like Pawn Stars, and there's the one about the auction house, and the one about the people who bid on the storage lockers and stuff. I forget what those are called, but you know, they all have the same, it's like a similar feel to them, and I enjoy all those shows. But out of all the shows that have a similar feel to it, American Pickers is definitely my favorite. Probably the reason being is because as a collector, I love people who collect. I love seeing other people's collections, no matter what they are. I don't care if they're DVDs, stamps, coins, you know, little figurines. I don't care. If you have a collection, I think that is totally cool, and I will listen to you talk for hours about your collection. If I come over to your house and you have a collection of anything, I will check it out, ask you about it, look all through it, because I just think people who collect stuff are awesome, and collections are just awesome. And in this show, they come across a lot of people who collect some crazy things, and it is so much fun to watch that. And even the people who they don't, who they come across who don't collect stuff, who just happen to have, you know, random stuff lying around, it's still really cool to watch and see the things they pick up. Downfall, I don't know how much of a reality TV show this is, because pretty much if it's called a reality TV show, chances are it's not based in much reality at all. And even reputable channels like History Channel, Discovery Channel, Learning Channel, you really can't trust them for being, you know, for their reality TV shows being very reality based. I think all the leads they get, like their I don't know what you want to call her, secretary or whatever, the chick who works around the shop, Danielle. You know, she gets these leads and she calls them up and they go on these leads to places. I'm pretty sure that's people calling History Channel and, you know, trying to get on the show, saying they have a bunch of stuff, and they get on the show. And even the people who, when they go freestyle picking, they just drive around and say, oh, look at that place, there's a bunch of junk in the yard, and they stop there. I wonder how much of that is real, if they're really doing that, or if, you know, they have people from the History Channel going around scouting and finding these places. I don't know. But it's still a fun watch, you know, regardless of how much this is actually based in reality and how much is just set up. It doesn't really matter. It's still a really good show. I really enjoy it. Definitely one of my favorite shows on the History Channel. I loved watching it. I definitely need to get season 2. And the second thing I watched today from this treasury of 20 storybook classic pack I picked up was The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Just, what was that? I guess yesterday, actually, I watched Runaway Ralph, which is the sequel to this. And it's great. I'm assuming it's done by the same people because it seems to take place in the same stuff, has one of the same characters, whose name I do not remember, the old guy. He's sort of a big star, so I kind of feel bad if he has his name, but you know, he's also in this as well, so he was in this and the sequel. It's definitely a direct continuation, as it should be, since, you know, this is the first book, and then Runaway Ralph was the second book. So I did watch him incorrectly, but, you know, it was nice learning about, you know, where he got his motorcycle, and just about, like, you learn more about Ralph and who he is, and it makes the second movie make more sense. So I thought this was great. It's definitely a kid's movie, but it has a lot of great stop motion in it, a lot of great puppetry. I would definitely recommend seeing it if you're into, you know, more kid-oriented stories, but not overly kiddie. I mean, this is from the 80s, so, you know, it has that 80s kids feel to it, where it's very, like, has a very nostalgic sort of feel. It's not, I mean, it's campy, but it's not like today's children's stories who are just really dumbed down. You just feel stupid watching them. You know, it's based off the Beverly Cleary book, and they do a really good job. I remember reading the book when I was a kid. I actually remember seeing this. My elementary school used to play it for us. Like, they used to have, like, assemblies where they'd wheel in a TV and we'd all watch stuff like The Mouse and the Motorcycle. So I remember seeing it there. It's great. I would definitely recommend it. Also, there is a bonus story on here called Wee Gillis. That was stupid. It's again based on a book by Monroe Leaf, and it's all done in live action, and it's about a Scottish kid who needs to decide if he wants to be a lowlander or a Highlander, and every time they said Highlander, I'm just thinking to myself, you know, there can only be one, and I'm just picturing the Highlander movie in my head, because they say the word Highlander a lot in this story. So he has to decide, you know, does he want to be a Highlander or a Lowlander? And in the end, he decides he just wants to be a piper. He wants to play the bagpipes, which is odd, but the story just, I don't know, it seemed very mediocre, very flat. I really didn't enjoy watching it. I just simply watched it because it was the other story on this disc. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. But definitely Mouse and the Motorcycle, great watch. I can't recommend it enough. And then the last thing I checked out today was the Simpsons version of Seeing It, the DVD game. The wife and I sat down and played this. It was a blast. Probably now, well, it's a mix-up between Disney, either Disney Seeing It game and then the Simpsons one. It's a mix-up between them. I really do enjoy the Disney one a lot. So it's a tough choice, but maybe the Simpsons one I actually enjoy a little bit more because of the trivia. The Disney one seemed a little bit too easy, but the Simpsons one, I did stumble across a couple of these questions. But this is a hell of a lot of fun for any fan of the Simpsons. I'm a huge Simpson fan. I cannot get enough of them. So playing this was just a blast. The wife was getting pretty mad because I was getting like pretty much every question right. She was maybe about like a quarter way around the board and I was already at the finish line. So I had so much fun playing this. I will be playing this again. It was just a fantastic game. So again, this is on sale right now for $5.99 at Kohl's. Even if you don't have that $10 off card, it's still a really good deal. I would recommend you get this because it's just a very fun game. It's brilliant. I had a blast playing it. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Again, picked up Blow on Blu-ray, simply replacing my DVD copy. And also, it's a fantastic film, so definitely one to own on Blu-ray. Can't wait to watch this again. It's been a while since I've seen it. Then I also picked up this treasury of 20 storybook classics. Actually, turns out there's a lot of great stuff in here, but the main reason why I got it was for the Mouse and the Motorcycle, which I also watched today. Can't recommend that enough. Then I picked up the Twilight Saga version of Seeing It, the DVD game. This is great. Kohl's exclusive. This only cost me 99 cents, but right now it's on sale for $5.99 at Kohl's. If you like it, definitely go grab it. And I also bought and played the Simpsons version of Seeing It, the DVD game. Again, this is a lot of fun. Definitely one of my favorite versions of this. Also on sale for only $5.99 at Kohl's. I got it for 99 cents, but even if you pick it up for $5.99, it's a great deal. And then I watched American Picker Season 1, one of my favorite shows on History Channel. It's great, a fun watch, great show. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought and what I watch tomorrow. See ya.